Preface. I gladly avail myself of the opportunity to express my thanks to all those who have contributed to my education and scholarly training. First and foremost, I wish to thank Dr. T.H. Pijot, who has laid the foundation of my further studies in Yogyakarta, Indonesia, during the Japanese occupation. Above all, I want to thank him for the sincere interest he has had in my person and my studies. I wish to render thanks to Dr. W. Wixma, head of the Stedelijk Gymnasium at Leiden, for his excellent Latin and Greek lessons. I am greatly indebted to the literary faculty of the University of Leiden for the tuition in the Indonesian languages. In particular, I wish to mention Professor Dr. G.W. J. J. Drews in this connection. To Dr. Paul Verhoeven, keeper of the Oriental manuscripts of the Leiden University Library, I am thankful not only for many an hour spent in reading Batak texts under his guidance, but also for the trouble he took of reading the Batak texts and their translations inserted in this work. I am also very much obliged to Professor Dr. J. Gonda of the University of Utrecht for his brilliant lectures on comparative Indonesian linguistics. For the pleasant time, for the pleasant time spent as a student of theology at the University of Heidelberg, I want to thank Professor Dr. H. Mayer Didi in particular. My heartfelt thanks are expressed to those who helped me while collecting the necessary material. I am much indebted to the Indonesian government for the privileges rendered me during my field work, but it is especially to my informants whose kindness and hospitality has been so helpful that I wish to pay a tribute. I owe thanks to those who have advised and helped me while writing this thesis. I am sincerely grateful to Dr. K. H. Hidding, Professor of History and Phenomenology of Religions at the Leiden University, who drew my attention to the subject and who had a considerable part in the planning of this thesis. I wish to express my thanks to Professor Dr. H. Kramer, until recently director of the Ecumenical Institute of Celigny near Geneva, who was so kind as to read parts of the manuscript for his highly valued criticism. Especially, however, I wish to thank Professor Dr. H. T. H. Fisher for his willingness to present me for my degree as well as for his patience to read the manuscript in its various phases of preparation. I consider it a great privilege to have profited by his extremely valuable indications and suggestions. In his person, I also thank the faculty which he presents for their willingness to accept this thesis. I want to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. J. Winkler, medical missionary of the Rhenish Mission Society, for reading the manuscript, for his highly valued remarks, and also for the valuable gift of his extensive material. I pay a just tribute to Mr. T. Skandar for his drawings. I am very much obliged to Miss C. A. Aiken for her translation of thesis into English. Her enthusiasm, perseverance, and patience have made a deep impression on me. I remember with sorrow my highly valued friend, the late Mr. J. Twig, who also had an important part in the translation of this work. It is a sad disappointment to me that he died a short time before completion of this thesis. I am sincerely grateful to the Lutheran World Federation, which enabled me to study at Heidelberg and to write and publish this thesis. I also wish to thank the Netherlands Bible Society for their advice and help. I want to express my thanks to Rev. G. H. Smith Duisenkunst for his spiritual aid in times of trouble. It is owing to him, too, that in spite of great difficulties I have finished my studies. I wish to render thanks to Professor Dr. B. Sanclerc at Uppsala for the great hospitality offered to me. In the person of Mr. A.C. Bugart, I want to pay a tribute to Jacob van Kampen for printing this thesis in so short time. Philip, Philip Oder Lumbantobing.